Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the B&B podcast. This is episode 123, which is, that's a fun little number, 123. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon.
I'm your other host, Brody.
Dude, how's it going? It's been a while.
Gaming.
It's been a while. We haven't recorded for a while.
It's only been about 6 minutes
Yes.
since we last talked.
Yeah. I don't know what that was. Anyway.
Yeah.
Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. I was, couldn't sleep, so I was just lying in bed, and I was like, hey, may as well look for some podcast topics because that's what I do when I'm sleep deprived. And I figured like hypothetical scenarios are kind of cool just to talk about and just spitball with your friends. Like, what would you do if the whole planet, like half the planet exploded? Probably die, but maybe you'd survive. Who knows?
Knowing our luck, it'd be our half of the planet.
Yeah, that'd be good luck.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went online and I found some hypothetical scenarios, and there's a page with a bunch. So if this works out, which I hope it does, like if it goes well, look, you're probably gonna get more of this kind of content just because it's fun. It's something different. I haven't seen anyone really go into stuff like this, but maybe somebody has. Anyways, so I have 4 scenarios here. Brody doesn't know what they are. I picked them. He picked one of them, one of the topics, anyways, or one of the genres. But he has no idea what any of these are. So I'm gonna read them out, and then we're gonna kind of discuss and see what we would do in these situations, or just what our thoughts are. So number 1. Well, actually, it's number 464, but our number 1.
Skipping ahead.
Yeah. So, after years of defending the innocent from the scourges of a crime-ridden city, the self-appointed superhero transforms into a villain, taking the law into his own hands and murdering suspects before they can have a fair trial. The masked figure operates with the use of a series of increasingly high-tech weapons developed in his underground lair. Soon, the superhero targets the prostitutes and homeless, ripping apart his victims one by one. The newspaper begins calling him the new Jack the Ripper, so it begins murdering reporters as the enemies of justice. As a police psychologist, you must help track down this villain and stop him before he claims another victim.
That's so good guy becomes bad, becomes super evil.
Basically, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I guess to kind of go into more detail, what do you think, like from a police perspective, what would you think you would do? Like what kind of course of action would you take against someone like that?
Well, so it kind of comes down to, does he actually so he's claimed himself to be a hero, right?
Yeah,
He doesn't have like
he's a self-appointed super, like he's pretty much Batman if Batman went rogue, is what I'm getting from this. 'Cause
Okay, so he doesn't have like
it doesn't say his superpowers. It just says
that's
he
what's
uses a series of increasingly high-tech weapons developed in his underground lair.
underground.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is like, because if he has like superpowers, it might be hard to like fight back, kind of thing, like arrest him. But
Yeah.
I mean, if he's just a glorified fucking Batman, I mean, he couldn't stop enough people, So like, if you get like a small army after him, it wouldn't be. You would lose some people, but you would eventually get him, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like you'd have to like risk versus reward that. Like, say you lose 1,000 people compared to like getting this one person, is it really worth it?
I mean, I guess it depends how many people he's killing, how frequently, because
That's
they're comparing him to like Jack the Ripper. So is he like typical serial killer? Like, is he waiting for cooldowns? Is he only killing a certain amount of people a week? So it really does depend.
Yeah. Like, say he's killing 6 people a day, kind of thing. Like, yeah, you definitely want to put an end to that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like no matter what, like the rate of the killing is, you want to stop it regardless. But you gotta also plan out how you want to stop them. Like, you could get like a secret squad together that'll like take him out in the night.
Black
Like,
Ops team.
exactly. Sign me up. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go get the new Jack.
Yeah.
And
And then
that's
you become the Jack. You inherit his power.
yeah, I mean, it's always the saying, if you murder a murderer, there's still the same amount of murderers.
True.
Mhm. Um, one thing I curious about your opinion on it is, like, do you agree with, like, before he decided to start killing reporters, do you, like, agree with his, ways of getting rid of, like, evil people, I guess? Like, do you agree that's right, I guess? Because like, there's
Well, he was just like murdering people.
well,
Trying to remember. I'm trying to recall the story as we go along here.
I can read it out. It doesn't like read details in, but it says he turned into a villain, taking the law into his own hands and murdering suspects before they have a fair trial. Like, I guess do you believe in vigilante justice? Is pretty much what it comes down to.
To that extreme, no. Like I see if he took extreme-ish measures to capture them, like tasing them to the ground or like whatever would be necessary, if he handed them over to the police, that's a different scenario than just outright murdering someone. Yes, they could be someone heinous, but like that's where like the gray area is in. Like say you're going after a murderer and you just outright kill them, right?
Hmm.
What's I don't know, like there's that's like where's the line? Like
Yeah,
yes, you are ridding the world of bad people, but in turn yourself are becoming a bad person.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing with, I think, a lot of people who take these scenarios in their hands is like, when do the ends justify the means? Like, how far are you gonna take it?
Yeah, like you gonna go around and fucking murder everyone? Like as the
Yeah,
story goes on to say, like he goes on to like the homeless and the prostitutes and stuff.
yeah.
Like where's his line? Like he could
Mhm.
go on to the poor people next and eradicate that percent of the
Yeah.
world.
I don't think anyone should have that kind of power. I mean, there's been stories and then, like, shows and TV scenarios where, like, there's vigilantes, and I do agree that maybe sometimes it's needed. Sometimes there's an extra, set of hands that is more capable of doing stuff that police might not be able to, but there is a line there, like, you can't just let someone, turn into this supervillain who just wants to murder people.
Yeah, like as we mentioned a couple weeks ago in the one podcast about like evil comments and shit that like you see like your vigilantes on TikTok that'll like band together and like
Yeah.
find clues about a person to figure out
Mhm.
where they are. Like that
Yeah,
should 100% be a thing. People
definitely.
work together to figure out
Mhm.
who the bad guy is, where he lives, like all that
Yeah,
shit. Like 100% those are
yeah,
needed. But to the point of like them going rogue and doing all this other shit, that's definitely a few steps way too far.
yeah. Um, and like, in the scenario, we're a police psychologist, so you really would have to kind of get in the head of the person. I feel like them comparing Jack the Ripper is kind of a nice little connection, because if if it's kind of similar, you can kind of pick apart what Jack the Ripper did, and hopefully, like, figure out why they're doing it, when they're doing it, kind of like what their motive is, and like that could be kind of the way that you apprehend them and bring them to
Hmm.
justice. Because like it says, they're not like, they're not Superman. They can't punch a hole through your fucking chest. So it's not like it's
Unless
not.
there's a technology for that that he can, make into like a
Oh,
fist gauntlet,
hey, you never know, like high tech
uh,
weapons. Because there's like
punch a hole in your sternum.
Because there's something like that in Luke Cage, actually. One of the villains creates this suit, this like high tech suit, and it absorbs like energy, and then it like can redirect it.
Oh, okay.
So there is, I mean, it's not absurd to think that that technology either doesn't exist or can't exist. So it really just it
Yeah.
depends what kind of tech it has, and like, these are just writing prompts, so it doesn't give you like a whole bunch of details. It's just something to get you
That would be
started.
honestly, that'd be a great book,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, good series or a good book or
If
something.
if it's not already a book,
Yeah.
like fucking bugs.
Fucking flies. We got a fly in the house, a couple of 'em.
Yeah, they're being annoying little assholes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we kinda cleared that that scenario.
Yeah, that's definitely like some of these are gonna be really like that one was good.
Yeah.
Like we said, like easily be a book, a movie. Like there's
Mhm.
probably a movie idea similar, like a book idea similar.
Yeah.
Like
It's basically like if Batman went rogue, which I'm pretty sure has happened in the comics. Like it has to
yeah,
have. So,
yeah,
but it definitely is an interesting scenario.
no doubt. Yeah.
Number 62, or well, second one. This one's a bit shorter. In less than a week, society as we know it what? This is worded so weird. In less than a week, society as we know it has fallen. Okay, there we go. Since all forms of electronic communication are down, there's no way to know exactly what happened. But you heard explosions all over town and can only assume the worst. But your significant other is on the other side of town. It's time to brave the unknown to go find them.
So it kind of sounds like a some sort of like maybe it could be a terrorist attack, EMP kind of explosion thing.
Hmm.
See, that's where that's also a good starter, but not enough information to know. Like, was it like, are you being attacked by North Korea and it's bombs everywhere, or is it something as simple as like a terrorist attack and the EMP electronics and they're robbing a bank?
Yeah.
Like, it could be two very different. Like, you could be have zero worry about going outside and going to see your
Hmm.
girlfriend, boyfriend at the mall, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or it could be there's a nuclear apocalypse happening soon and they're like the right alarms are going off.
Yeah.
Like it's
I mean, from the way it sounds, it just sounds like all electronics are down, your town
it
got
could just be
bombed, and, like, you don't know what the fuck's the outside's gonna look like.
yeah, it could be like an EMP terrorist attack kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like if it's something like that, then I feel like yeah, you'd want to exercise caution as much as possible, but you don't have to worry about well, you might not have to worry about it. Like
Yeah. I mean, I feel
I
like
guess
even just the repercussions of, like, electronics, like, if they're down for an extended period of time, because like, that kinda shit, like, say, like, all electronics in the vicinity of your city, your town, or whatever is just shut down. Like, that's kinda
hmm,
thing takes a long time to get back up and running if, you know, if especially people who don't know, like, what they're doing perhaps.
true. And like you got to imagine like hydropower would be well, hydropower would be fine. Solar power gone. Power plants gone. Like if it's a big enough like
It's a blackout, basically.
yeah, like you air like airplanes would be shut down, gone.
Mhm.
Like
Like, even
I don't go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, like, even in our town, like, my stepdad works for the city, he works for the power plant, and, like, he's told me, like, even just extensive use of power can cause like, he told me how the blackouts work and stuff, and, like, there's been times where they're like, "Okay, guys, we're gonna have to shut down, like, this part of the city because we're fucked, we're out of power, like,
Yeah.
we're otherwise the whole city's gonna go down." Um, so, like, I cannot imagine if just everything gone. Like,
Yeah, no, like there'd be mass panic. People would be looting and rioting. Like,
you couldn't
actually,
contact emergency.
that's a good thing to bring up. Like with the scenario, like people lose contact with people, like anything, people immediately will panic. Rioters and looters will hit the street. Like
And you
you
can't
can't
contact
have
emergency services.
that's yeah. Like you can't be like, oh, Bill got shot at the sporting goods store.
Yeah.
Like he needs help. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Like people will go to their innate what's the fucking primal instincts and be like, "Oh, I need to survive." They'll go out and they'll just loot shit that'll help them survive. Or people be completely scared. It's like fight or flight. Like either you hide inside or you go out and
Yeah.
well, either way, I guess fight could be stay at home and survive.
Yeah.
Flight could also be stay at home and survive, or it could also
Yeah.
lapse into going out and surviving that way.
Well, like, then there's the ending scenario there, your significant other's on the other side of town. You don't know if they're okay. You don't know if they're alive.
That's yeah. That in itself would cause panic within yourself.
Mhm.
And, if you say you're dating for a month or married for 30 years, you still want to make sure that person's okay. Well,
Yeah.
some people do. Who knows? But you would still want, like,
Yeah, fuck 'em.
even say it's not say it's your mother across
Mhm.
the city. And, like, of course, you want to make sure your mother is okay.
Yeah.
Like, if I were to put myself in this scenario, yeah, you'd want to exercise maximum amount of caution, like prepare yourself for the worst that could
Yeah.
possibly happen, and then hope that the worst does not happen.
like panic would set in, I think, for everyone. But like you also have to take a step and be like, okay, if I'm gonna make this trek across the city, I don't know what the fuck's out there. I'm gonna prepare myself, and you like gotta be ready for anything.
Yeah.
It's like even apocalypse situations. Like we've talked about zombie apocalypse before, and say like the whole world just shut down. It was a zombie apocalypse. Like you have to be prepared to survive and do whatever you need to do to survive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know whoever it was, if it's family members, my girlfriend, whoever, like I would definitely go, obviously, make sure they're okay, you know, stay together as a group and, try and be safe together, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would take a lot of willpower for people to actually, survive in this kind of scenario. And then, like we said, there's not too much specific information, but then also you got to take in consideration how long our communication's going to be down on electronics, how long before the city's back under control. Because like our city, we don't have enough fucking cops to go around if a riots broke out, and like we'd be we'd have to leave the city. Like there's no way.
Oh yeah, I'd be gone. Like if something mass ever broke out like that, I'd be gone. Like I have family close enough out of this city that I would be able to go there and have shelter for as long as I possibly need.
How would we escape the city?
Guns blazing.
I meant
Like, pew pew pew
transportation,
pew.
but I meant transportation, but
Oh, you gotta do what you gotta do.
walk.
Fuck no, I meant like steal someone's vehicle, kind of do what you gotta do.
Hmm. Are there not electronics in vehicles that would wipe them off?
Um, New vehicles, yes. You'd have to
Hmm.
go to like vehicles that are that have no like ECUs. Um, engine computer. Yeah,
Right.
I assumed you'd probably know roughly what that meant. So like you'd have to go with like an older vehicle. But yeah, like new vehicles, like a Tesla. Good luck getting fucking anywhere.
Yeah.
Another reason not to buy a Tesla in case terrorists get EMPs.
Just spend $150 to fill your gas tank.
Yeah,
Normal things.
yeah.
But that would be terrifying scenario just to live through.
Like, could you imagine you're just you're going for lunch. You're just bumming downtown in your vehicle, and then an explosion, and you
Yeah.
can't. Your vehicle's just turned off. It's
Mhm.
gone. Like,
Yeah. There's that one thing online. I think I don't know if I showed you, but one of my friends showed me. It's like this thing that you can project how big a nuclear explosion is. Was that you
oh
showed
yeah,
me that?
we were looking at that
Yeah.
at one point in time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and, like, I mean, I don't know if it'd be a nuke because 'cause that'd be kind of extreme, but, like, if a nuke was dropped in our city, it's gone. Like, our city's not that big. We've mentioned this in the past, like, 60,000 people as of 2016, so, like, it's not like fucking New York or something with millions of people.
yeah,
But yeah, like, I don't know. I think it's not impossible. Like it's not one of those scenarios where it's impossible to survive and do what you need to do. But it still would be a fucking disaster.
yeah. Like it's there's so many scenarios that can play out that'd be terrible for us. Like, say China bombs the US. We're so close to the US that we could be in the impact blast radius, or like if it's nuclear apocalypse, we could be in the mushroom cloud radius. Like
Not even that.
it,
If like say a war broke out or whatever, like there's a military base quite near us. So we definitely be fucked.
oh yeah, like
Yeah.
if people were to attack and attack smart, they'd go for like the big military bases.
Mhm.
Not we're not gonna get into this conversation because it's a long conversation of how you should attack someone.
Here's how you commit war crimes.
This is how you become a terrorist. All right, listen up.
And YouTube flagged the video.
Yeah, and the FBI is at our doorstep. Well, we didn't do anything
Yeah,
wrong.
what do you mean? It was a joke. Ha ha ha. Don't
Yeah.
look at my nuclear warheads in the basement. Ha
Yeah.
We're on a watch
Stockpile.
list. It's okay. But watch us like actually, because Brody and I were planning a trip to Mexico. Watch us just get stopped at fucking the airport and be like, "Yeah, you guys can't come on the plane. You're a flight risk."
Yeah. Just get flagged because of our videos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not gonna bomb anywhere. Okay. It wasn't very convincing, was it?
I promise.
Anyway, moving on
Yeah.
from nuclear war. Number 3. This one's pretty long, so
Okay.
strap in.
It's a lengthy bitch.
This one was just really weird and interesting to me. You're a normal school kid with regular interests like hanging out with the boys, scoring enough points on your volleyball team, um, and just hanging with your friends. But one day, you start to hear voices in your head. At first, you think you're dreaming, then you think you're going crazy, and rush to the nurse's office. When you start to hear her thoughts, you realize the truth. You're not hearing random voices. No one's speaking to you. You're hearing other people's thoughts. The nurse's thoughts are focused on an experiment and how well you have progressed. You reach out with your mind to ask, what experiment? The nurse drops her cup of coffee and is visibly shaken. After a minute, she picks up her phone and says it's time to shut it down. The patient is progressing much faster than he should. The entire room fades to black. When you can see again, you're in a glass cage hanging above a bottomless pit.
That's a lot to unpack.
I know!
Holy
The
fuck.
rest of them are so vague, but this one's like all of the
Okay.
detail.
So, short story, you're a regular student with you play volleyball
Yeah.
and you can like read minds.
Basically, they experimented on you, and it progressed so far that you discovered that you can telepathically communicate with people.
Okay. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot to like digress. So
Mhm.
like you're stuck in a cage above a pit. Like
Yeah.
that in itself is like, okay, what the fuck do you possibly do? Like you're already
Yeah.
stuck up there.
Yeah.
Like um
I mean, I guess it depends though, because like if they know you've progressed so far, can you use your powers to like help you escape? Because I figure if you've progressed so far, either one of two things: either they put you in this cage so you can't use your powers, or two, they've like taken your powers away, or made them dormant or whatever.
hmm, yeah, it's definitely um
Because like, is this from birth? Like, did they experiment you in birth, or like, did they inject you with something? Was it in the COVID
like
vaccine?
yeah, that's the thing. Like who if say you woke up one morning and you could just read minds, like that'd be fucking I'd be okay with that, you know? I'd be like, okay,
Yeah,
that bitch fucking hates me. He likes me. Like you like that would honestly be in high school that'd be fantastic.
yeah,
Like be able to know who like and you could just like punch one in the back of the head, be like, sorry, you were thinking of doing it first. I win.
yeah. Could be
Um
like, if you're in a fight, be like reading that dude's mind, be like, oh, he's gonna go for a left hook. I'll dodge that one.
yeah. Yeah, see, like there'd be so many scenarios where you could win being able to read minds,
Mhm.
but at the same time, like could you imagine like with how the world is right now, people are, having bad mental health. Could you imagine going around if you already have bad mental health and reading these people's thoughts that they're going through? Like that would just ruin you.
Mhm.
Like that's a double-edged sword. But like I guess kind of wrote back to the prompt, like I wonder if you could like can you manipulate people with reading minds, or is it just as simple as you can read minds?
It
Like if you
sounds like
can
it sounds like you can just like read their thoughts and like speak to them with
okay.
through your mind, because like that could be used for like good things, but it could be also used for really bad things.
Oh yeah, like go see Putin. Yeah, and he's thinking in his mind, we're gonna nuke the United
Mhm.
States. Like you would know that. You
Yeah,
could try and save the world.
I mean, who would believe
Uh,
you though?
you could prove it to them. Like,
I
hey, think
guess. Yeah,
something, and I'll prove it to you that I, can read minds.
yeah.
Actually, I saw to kind of segue. I saw an episode, something on TikTok about someone that could, and this company that was going into um is buying a company going into deal with some product,
Ow.
and he read their mind, and we're like, yeah, they have. I think it was fire alarms, like things that are on like the smoke detectors, and the dude could read their mind and be like, yeah, there's been like 300 fires, they're faulty products, and told his boss this, and save them from hundreds of millions in lawsuits, kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
in that sense, it could be good.
Mhm.
But I mean, if you're stuck in a glass box hanging above a pit, like
What are you
you're
gonna do?
you're kind of stuck at the mercy of the person who's keeping you there.
Yeah. See, I feel like it kinda sounds to me almost like a military kind of experiment. 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
can you imagine, like, a spy or, like, carrying out an espionage mission, putting someone undercover? Like, that'd be fucking game changing. Like,
Oh, that'd be
you could put them
massive.
in, like, say, a giant drug operation, and all they have to do is, be around, like, the kingpin or whoever the boss, find out what exactly the plan is, where they're meeting, what they're doing, and report back.
Yeah.
It would revolutionize, like, investigations.
That'd be huge to be able to like do that. Like
Mhm.
military use is through the roof. Government use through the roof. Even like civilian use
Yeah.
would be huge
I
because
mean you could finally find out what your girlfriend wants to eat without having to ask her a million times.
like you would solve every man's problem in the entire world.
Exactly. "Honey, what's wrong?" "Nothing," and then you just read your mind, you're like, "Ah, okay. Needs a good
Yeah.
dicking."
Yeah. In 2004 you said the wrong thing and
Yeah,
just think about
yeah,
and it's 17 years later
yeah.
like
Sorry I said that your mom was fat in 2004."
you would not yeah, you I don't know how you can get into that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoops.
Yike. But no, I think it'd be cool. I don't know if I'd want it though. Like, honestly, I don't know. Like, it is a double-edged sword because, like, I don't know if I'd wanna hear p and it depends, can you control it? Because if you can turn it on and off, I feel like, yeah, I'd probably take that chance. But if it's
Mhm.
just, like, you're hearing like, say you're just in a room with someone, you're looking like, if you have to look at them and then as soon as you look at them, like, you can hear their thoughts, that'd be different. Um,
Yeah.
because in this scenario, doesn't really say. It just says
Actually, I got s um
it just says the nurse's thoughts are focused on an experiment, so
hmm. And to kinda you were talking about being able to turn it on and off or not being able to. There's actually a show I just finished rewatching again. Anyways, it's on Netflix, but it's about these fairies, and each fairy is a different blah blah blah. And there's a mind fairy, and it's always on, but they can literally they'll walk into a room and hear everyone's
I
thoughts.
couldn't do that, no.
Like that would
Like,
and
can you
like
imagine
in
being in somewhere like New York Times Square?
oh my yeah. Like, that'd be fucking horrid. Like, that's why this character always has headphones on listening to music to drown the stuff out, but
That's
that'd
fair.
be fucking that I would yeah, like, what would you do? Like, you'd kinda be stuck with that, you'd
Like,
always have to have headphones near you.
yeah, or, like, you'd have to socially isolate yourself from everyone.
That in itself would also be hell.
And then it begs the question, like, what if people find out? Like, if your friends and family find out, are they really gonna trust you? Like, are they gonna wanna be around you? Because 'Cause they're not gonna have any privacy.
That's another big thing is, like, if people find out, you'd probably start losing friends as much as that sucks,
Yeah.
it would happen.
Yeah, and, like, sometimes people like, as bad as it is to say, maybe people disagree, but, like, sometimes you do need to lie. Like, as bad as it is, lying's not great and whatever, but, sometimes you just don't wanna be a dick, I guess? Like, there's just some instances where you just don't wanna say what you're really thinking.
It's the necessary evil, like, it's the easy way to not get out of it, but it's easy way to deal with something,
Yeah.
you know?
Like, if like, if your boss can read your mind or whatever and he's just a
Oh god.
douchebag, like, I'd be fired for so many jobs. Not my
Yeah, I
current
would
ones, Michael, I love you, don't worry. He watched the one episode, so now he's gonna see that.
yeah.
But yeah, like, it is just I think there's too many consequences to consider it unless, like I said, you can switch it on and off.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Yeah, it
you
was definitely
I don't know how you'd get out of the glass cage, though, that's another scenario, I
that's
guess.
yeah, that's a whole different part to that prompt,
'Cause,
like
like, they could be using you for like, military use, like I said, or they could just be keeping you in there for, like, more testing, more experimental purposes. You might be
yeah.
able to escape, like, it depends, like, maybe you're in a prison with a bunch of other kids that are experimented on, maybe you can work together, maybe you guys have different powers or whatever. So,
Maybe he's a mutant. X-Men.
this is just X-Men, yeah.
Yeah, it's just secretly X-Men.
So just Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
I am Professor X now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna shave my head. Don't do that. I've seen what I look like bald, and it ain't pretty. You remember that photo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Last one
god.
here because we're at like half an hour already.
Yeah.
Um. All right. Everyone in your life is plugged into virtual reality. Oh boy, get ready for this one. And
This
the
already sounds like oh god, it's a movie. Continue while I think of the movie.
free guy.
No.
Well, I don't want to continue because I don't want to interrupt you there. But like this sounds like a lot of things. Like Black Mirror has a lot of episodes that are kind of like this. There was a game one. Yeah, there was a game episode in one of the later seasons that was exactly like this. Do you find it? No.
Scrolling down, there's a
Oh,
whole bunch.
yeah, I bet. But yeah, there was like an episode about virtual reality in Black Mirror too, where it seemed so realistic, but in actuality, it was just in a game pretty much.
Yeah.
Um.
Ready Player One.
Oh yeah,
That was a fucking fantastic movie.
never seen it. Don't judge me. Everyone in your life is plugged into virtual reality, and the activities going on in the world would make Sodom and Gomorrah blush. I'm pretty sure they're like succubi.
Yeah. Succubi.
Um, from deviant fantasies to extreme violent to pure hedonism, humanity has become a revolting cesspool of sin. Luckily, you've come up with a solution. After several years of development, you've created a series of virtual gods based on Greek mythology who can be hacked into virtual reality systems to establish morality once more using their tremendous powers. With your Mount Olympus script loaded and ready, you press the launch button.
I got goosebumps from listening to that. That sounds fucking cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like an anarchaic VR world kind
Yeah.
ish. Okay. So I mean, like, it's 100% necessary to like have like authority in there. Because like I'm just gonna reference I'm gonna reference the movie a lot because it just makes sense.
Yeah.
There is a VR police in Ready Player One, and it's kind of like the government like controls it.
Mhm.
So it'd be in that scenario that you'd implement this security protocol with like the gods of Olympus, that would crack down. That would like I don't know, be the police of it, like reduce whatever the fuck's going on,
Yeah.
make it more of a like a societal place. Like I feel like that's 100% necessary,
Mhm.
so like it doesn't delve worse and then like corrupt people and then they do it in the real world kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's so fucking anything VR is so fascinating.
Yeah.
I wish we could have like a VR world.
That's what Meta is doing. The Facebook
Don't
extension
mention that ever
company.
again. Fuck them.
You literally said, "I wish we could have something like that." I tell you about something that they're creating, and fuck that. Apparently,
Mark Zuckerberg.
what if Elon Musk did it? Would you get
Okay, that's
behind that?
fine.
Okay, Daddy
Like
Elon.
he's not a fucking alien.
Well, he did name his son after an alien, so
I mean, yeah,
fucking
that's also true.
AEX-12 or whatever the fuck. Kevin.
Like, why? Like, why?
I don't know.
Anyway, back to the topic though.
Yeah. I'm just
That's
curious how this all came to be, really, because like,
yeah. Like, I wonder if society deteriorated so much that they defaulted to this VR world to try and like make up for it. I guess to
well,
like
it's
make a new society.
it's almost like online though, like what we have now, because like people had to be like in a controlled environment before like the internet and technology came around. And then as soon as the internet came around, it was a wild west. Like everyone just did whatever the fuck they wanted. So it's almost like that. Like, okay, I
Mhm.
can't, be this sinful and kill people and have multiple orgies with 70 different people. I mean, I guess you could do that last one, um, but like it's not well accepted, I guess, in society. So like having
Yeah.
that outlet, it's kind of like video games too. It's that outlet where, oh, like for instance, like shooting games, like I can't go out and shoot people to, get my anger out or, just unwind. So like I'll do it in a video game. It's kind of the same thing with this VR situation is okay, like so these are some things that help me release like my like tension and stress and stuff, so I'll go do it in VR.
Yeah.
And then like the problem with that kind of scenario is it's very easy to get out of hand.
No doubt. Like that's hmm.
And I feel like it would get out of hand fast, especially if it's accessible to so many people.
True. Yeah, like to reference that movie again, it's accessible to everyone, but the richer have the more wealthy people. Why did my camera? What the fuck?
Yeah, why is your webcam so blurry? Uh,
Um,
Technical difficulties, everyone. Hold on. Oh,
what? Fuck is happening with my
if
webcam? Let me
if
just turn it
if
off and
if
turn it
there
back
if
on.
there's a cut in this episode, that is why. I'll probably cut this part out. So,
Fuck is happening with my Discord? It's my Discord.
oh, weird. Is your connection bad? Oh,
Oh,
there we go.
there.
All right,
Hey,
everyone.
yeah, it's just
We're back. Brody had some technical difficulties. Sorry about that.
yes. Um, my
Hmm.
Discord just crashed. One moment.
What? You're still here?
There. No, it
Okay.
closed out on me. I
Oh,
couldn't see what was happening.
okay.
But yeah, I'll just restart what I was saying. Like in Ready Player One, the wealthier people have access to better rigs
Right. Of
because
course.
like we have the VR goggles on, but you're on like a platform. So like
Oh yeah,
when
I've
you
seen that
walk,
part.
your
Yeah.
character walks.
Yeah.
But like the rich have a system where like they really sit in this pod and it does everything for them.
Of course.
It's yeah, like it's absolutely insane. So like everyone has access to it, but at different levels of how easy it is to play these different games.
Hmm.
So I feel like with it being accessible to everyone, there's more problems that could go on.
Yeah.
You know, like it could, um, everyone can kind of live out their fantasies, I guess you could call it.
Hmm.
Um, fuck, hold on. Yeah, I
Well, well,
sorry. No,
that's another thing though. Like, if people can live out their fantasies and do what they want to do in the virtual world, like I'm almost curious on how that would affect the real world. Because like, if everyone just stopped working because they wanted to be in this VR game, like the world would just disintegrate, basically, just break down.
yeah,
I mean, I feel like at that point, you'd probably have automated systems to do a lot of like the necessary things like creating power and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I'm curious how like again, we don't have all the details. It's kind of just a brainstorming activity, but like I wonder how much this kind of world would consume a person.
right. Because you got to think that like if you don't have to go to work, you can be on 24/7.
Yeah.
Well, technically with minus sleep and stuff, and like you would get so involved in the world that like say to tie in another one of our scenarios, say that EMP explosion went off and that whole VR thing's gone. Like, could you imagine people trying to reintegrate into society
Oh
after
yeah.
being in there for so long?
I mean, it's the same kind of thing that you and I were talking about on the way home from work. Like, my sister and a bunch of other people are not socially able to do anything. Like, they've got such fright of people, and like being stuck inside, especially in like a virtual world. Like, how do you communicate as a human after that? Like, you're basically an AI at that point.
Yeah, like it's I don't know. I feel like that VR is good, but like if it ever gets to such a point like where the scenario is that like we've gone probably way the fuck too far and like should definitely shut it down. Well, not shut it down, but like throttle it back. Like, oh, you can only be online for 8 hours a day, kind of thing.
That
Where
would be
like
a good way to control it. Yeah.
where that would also cut back on like the sin that's going on in this
Yeah.
VR world is implement like a time restriction
Or
or
server shutdowns or something like that.
like say a random scenario, you go and rob a bank in VR where you're like banned from playing for a week, kind of thing. Like there's consequences to your actions.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if VR was that involved that like you go and commit a crime and you're banned for 3
Yeah.
days, you can't log on.
I mean,
It's
I feel like that would take away kind of from the charm of it, I guess, because like for a lot of people, you'd want to do stuff that you can't normally do in real life.
true.
I mean, there's obviously restrictions and stuff. You can't just get away with whatever. I mean, in this scenario, you can, but I feel like in an
Yeah.
actual scenario, you wouldn't. Um, I feel like that would be shut down quite quick. But would you like in this scenario? Do you think you'd want to partake?
I would yes and no. Like I'd want to look around and see like what's going on, but I'd probably be the person that would want to implement like bringing in like the gauze to like stop all this shit cuz like
Yeah.
you I think of VR as gaming. You go in there, you have fun, you hang with your friends,
Yeah.
and you play games, you live out your RP life, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But like people that take it too far, should definitely have some like security stuff put against them.
Mhm.
But yeah, I definitely be part of the VR world, but not
Yeah.
so much like the bad shit going on.
Yeah.
You know?
I definitely want to try it just for the
Yeah.
experience of it, but I feel like if it becomes that toxic cesspool of just horrible shit, like I don't think I'd enjoy that at all.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This was
Damn.
fun.
Yeah. I guess we're doing more then in
Yeah.
the future.
That'll definitely be another part. There'll be a part 2 of this.
Part fucking 642, like
Yeah.
20 years later. But no, let us know if you guys enjoyed this kind of content. Those were just like 4 of them, and like the one website I found is like there's 660 something of them. So we can definitely, alternate between our regular scheduled programs and, this kind of format.
It'd be fun to have more people
Mhm.
have like opinions on this as
Yeah,
well.
definitely. We should bring guests on maybe next time or the time after, and see where it goes from there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure Kyle would have a lot to say about some of these scenarios. So
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
just put Kyle and Travis in a room together, and we wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, exactly. See how quickly it devolves into chaos or gets
Everyone
completely off
yelling
topic.
over each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, let us know if you guys enjoyed. Leave a like on the video to show us if you like this kind of content and if you want more of it from us. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Something different,
Hmm.
Sometimes you get stuck in, the same kind of conversation. The last 2 episodes were kind of similar in a way, so it's nice to switch things up once in a while. But yeah, let us know your thoughts about these scenarios, what you would do, what you think about them, and yeah, give us some input. But that is all for today. So Brody will tell you the things and stuffs.
The stuff and things are our main social medias we use are Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Main 2 being Facebook and Twitter. If you're looking for a different way to listen to us, we're on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube podcast, and on YouTube in general for video. As you can see, our beautiful faces. I don't know if Brandon's above me or beside me, but he's
That
here.
that way.
He's there.
There we go.
He's right here. He's right here. Just put a little image of you right here.
Yeah. I'll put that in post.
Yeah, other than that, if you're looking for ways to support us, you can donate on our Patreon, or you can buy our merch at Redbubble. Or other than that, you can give us a sub on our Twitches, or even a follow would be awesome. Brandon's is Canadian Walker 13. Mine is Brody TY. Or give us a sub on our YouTube for the podcast, or tell a friend. Tell your friend to tell another friend.
Yes.
Tell everyone in your city about us. Hang flyers.
Tell your grandmas, aunts, uncles,
Dog.
Why did we go to the same place with that?
See, rent a blimp, put 1,000 posters in the blimp, and let it rain over the city.
Yeah. Maybe we have that that mind reading thing from the
Yeah.
one example.
Secretly, I just knew you were gonna say dog, so I said it first.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.